so we're gonna do shifting functions today. So let's start with a parabola, y equals x squared, right? So here's my graph, right? X squared, this is anything to the squared is parabola. That's what it's called. Remember that, Marie?
Oh yeah.
So that means normally if I plug in x, it's just gonna times double it in a sense, not double, but times it by itself. So I put in 2, it's gonna be 4, 2 times 2, right?
Yeah.
So if I put in 4, it's gonna be 16, right? 4 times 4 is 16, right? So I'm just gonna graph that 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I plug in 0, which I should have put that in first, it's gonna be 0, right? So it's really
Yeah.
gonna look like this. It's just gonna, and then if I put in -2, it's still going to double to positive 4. And it's gonna keep going. So this is a parabola. You just need to memorize that a parabola is gonna look like this. Yes?
Yeah.
Oops, I should have put it on there. Okay. So now if it becomes negative, I'm gonna erase all the other stuff here. If it's negative, you just flip it. Negative x squared. If I add a negative, if I add, let's do it in orange. If I add a negative, it just goes this way. Okay.
Okay.
If I plus 3, if I plus 4, I'm gonna go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna go like this.
Oh.
Okay. If I change this to -3, it's gonna go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Easy. Yeah? Okay, so now let's do y equals x squared plus 4. I don't know if it's gonna be able to graph it nicely for you because I know the mouse isn't working. You wanna try it? Or you just tell me what to do. There you go.
Wait, so there's wait. So do you start at 4?
Yeah, I go up 4 because there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then because it's positive, I just go like that.
Oh.
Okay? If it says y equals negative x squared plus 4, I go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, sorry, up 4, sorry, because it's positive. I go up 4, but it's negative, so I flip it across the x-axis.
Oh. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, next we're gonna move on to the next part of this. So now, when it's in a parentheses like this, x plus 2, when it's a parentheses with the squared, you move it right or left. Okay, plus 2 means I go left 2. It's the opposite. Okay? And so then therefore, let's do y equals x minus 2 squared. Then I go right 2. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to add something. I'm going to minus 3. Okay. So then that means I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3, right 2. So it's going to look like this.
Okay.
So we're just kind of putting it all together. Okay. Are you ready to move on? Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay. So now,
Sorry. So wait, so x to the power of 2, it's like it's always like this, right?
yes, it is always like that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I put, let's do a new one. If I did y equals negative x minus 2 or plus 2 squared minus or plus 3, that means first I'm going to go up 3, right? 1, 2, 3, right?
Hmm.
Because it says plus 3 right there. And then I have to do the opposite of plus 2, so that's -2. So it's this way, right? And it's a square, but it's negative, so I'm gonna go flip it down. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Shall we move on?
Almost.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next we have, now let's do compression. Compression is basically the slope, how wide something is. So let's do y equals, I don't know, 3x. So let's do a regular parabola. If it was 3x squared, basically, you know how this was the original parent functions means it's like the base, it's like the mold, it's the foundation, right? We know parabolas go like this normally, right?
Yeah.
If I put a bigger number, like a coefficient of a 3, it's going to make it steeper. The compression is going to be 3, which basically means you're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and right 1. So the slope is 3. So it's actually going to look like this. It's going to be more narrow. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Now, if I flip it, if I do a smaller fraction, like 1/4 x squared, it's going to be wider. It's going to be from here because there's no plus negative number right there for the b.
Hmm.
It's going to be up 1, right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be very compression of the, not to go 4 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you
Okay.
see the difference?
Yeah.
And then imagine I put it negative. I add a negative right here. Then it's going to be just basically that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next. Now let's combine it all together. I'm going to erase everything. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to erase everything. Now let's combine it all together. Y equals, let's do 2x minus 1 squared plus 4. So step 1, I'm going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes?
Yeah.
Step 2, it is minus 1, so I have to go opposite, so plus 1. And plus 1 is to the right. So from here, I go right 1. Okay? Next, I have to do the slope.
But it's negative, like 1.
It's negative, so you do the opposite of negative 1, which is positive 1. So you go right 1.
Oh,
Okay? All right. So then we have, what's next? Right 1. Yes, so right 1, I go right here, positive 4. Then I go up 2, because the slope is 2, right? So I'm going to
yeah.
go up 2, right 1. So it's going to go like this. Because it's up 2, 1, 2, right 1. Because of slope right here. So compression of 2, it's going to be more narrow, the graph. Does that make sense?
Oh, so you don't put like a point, you don't put the point here?
Where? No, because you have to go right 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Next. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me do, you want to try graphing this one? So we have negative 1/2 x plus 3 squared minus 2. So try that.
Okay. So first you go down 2
Good.
and then you go, oh, wait. Oh, and then you go, oh, you go to the left 3
Mm-hmm.
and then do you do the slope after?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna go down 2, and then you said left or right 3?
Left 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Good. And then yeah, you can do the slope.
So down 1 and then to the right 2.
Yeah, it's gonna look like that. Okay. Ready to move on? So those are for all parabolas. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just, now we're gonna do absolute value. Okay. So absolute value, the equation for the function is this: y equals absolute value of x. Okay. So the same rules apply. Okay. So this, the parent function for this, you just have to memorize, is it just goes straight up. All right, like it's a straight V. Up 1, right 1. It's a
Okay.
V like that. Okay. Now, if I put y equals like 2, then that means I go up 2, 1, 2, right 1, right? This was just, so let me just go back. So for this one, the regular one, absolute value of x is just 1, right 1. Let me do brown. So we have up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. So it's like perfect V, right? Because there's an imaginary slope of 1, 1, right 1, right? But if I put a 2 here, then by the 2, then it's up 2, 1, 2, right 1. So it's more steep, the compression. Do you
Okay.
see that?
Yeah.
And then the same thing, the other things still apply, right? So it's y equals, let's do -1/2 x. Then I go down 1, right 2, 1, 2. So it's like that. Yeah?
Yeah.
But now let me add y equals, just let's do -1/4 x, and then plus, or let's do -3. So that means I'm gonna go down 3 first. 1, 2, 3, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna put a dot, and then I have to do -1, down 1, right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's gonna look like that, and because it's negative. Oops, it's not really even. Down 1, right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna look like that for this one. Does that make sense?
Kind of. Okay, wait. So
It's like the same thing as the other parabola,
no,
but you're just doing a V.
do you just do this? So if you do it on one side, you do it on the other side.
These are symmetrical. Parabolas are symmetrical. Absolute values are symmetrical.
Okay.
Okay. So let's
Mhm.
do another one. Let's do y equals, I don't know, 3 absolute value of x plus 2. So first I'm going to go up 2, because that's the b, and put a dot. And then we know this absolute value means it's just a v, but we know this will show how compressed it will be. So I'm gonna go up 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1. So it's gonna look like this. Okay. Now, if I make it -3, then I just flip it. So it's gonna look like that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now let's add some more. Let's do y equals 2 x minus 1 in the absolute value plus 2. So then I'm gonna go up 2, 1, 2, right? And then I'm gonna go left 1, oh, right 1, because I do the opposite of -1 right here. So I go right 1, right? And that's gonna be my main point, right?
Yeah.
But I need a slope of compression of 2, right? So then that means I have to go up 2, 1, 2, right 1. So it's gonna, and then left 1. So it's gonna look like this. Does that make sense? So it's
Yeah.
basically the same thing for a parabola, like for an absolute value for what we did for parabola. Okay?
How do you know if you're supposed to reflect it over?
If it has, if I add a negative here, it's just gonna go like that.
And then you don't do the top one?
No, yeah, you don't do the top one because it's
Okay.
-2. So I'm gonna go down 2, right 1.
Okay.
So going down 2, right 1, down 2. So it's asymmetric. Okay, so let me erase everything. Why don't you try this one? Y equals 3x plus 1 minus 2. Let try that one. So we have, I'm gonna go down 2, right? Down 2, left 1, because I do the opposite, so -1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1. So it's gonna look like this. Oh gosh.
Okay. So
Yeah?
you don't mark a point here, right?
Where?
Oh, like right here? You don't mark it there, right?
No, because you have to move left 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next, should we do one more? Let's do it. I'm gonna give you one more here. Y equals -1/2 x minus 2 minus 3. Let me try that one. So first we have, you're gonna go down 2, so good job. Oh, down 3, sorry. 1, 2, 3. And then you're gonna go right 2, good. Right 2, perfect, because it's plus 2, down 3. And then you're gonna go downward, down 1, because it's the slope. So this is the main center, down 1, right 2, 1, 2. Good, perfect. But remember, absolute values are V's. So it would look like this. Well, let me do a different color, purple. So down 1, right 2, so it looks like this, and it looks like this. You did a linear.
Oh,
A linear is when there's no absolute value. It's like y equals mx plus b. Like y equals, I don't know,
Oh,
negative. You're doing y equals negative 1/2 x. Like you're doing something like, yeah, x minus 3, for example. Or a little different than that, but you're doing a linear. That's just one x, so one line. Does that make sense how you would have to do an absolute value?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is a new problem, Rihanna. I mean, Rhea, you want to do it?
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and then so 1, 2, 1, because it's negative.
Okay, so you did down 4, left 3, down 2, right 1. Good. Nice. All right, let's do a different one now. Actually,